If you're looking to give your gas engine 2020 and newer Silverado or Sierra 2500 or 3500 some more attitude, then Stainless Works Redline dual exhaust will be the choice for you. Featuring high quality materials, solid engineering, and a great sound, this kit gives these big trucks the kind of character that is befitting their imposing stance. Accordingly, we're going to give this a strong 4 out of 5 on our loudness meter, so while the look may be a bit more subtle, the sound is anything but. Now the 6.6 gasser in these trucks is an absolute beast of a motor, and honestly I think it's a shame that the stock exhaust makes it so quiet. Stainless Works, though, has fixed that problem. They offer two different sound levels with their exhaust choices for these trucks. The Legend, which is a bit quieter, and this one, which is the Redline. And as you've no doubt guessed by the name, and as you heard from the clips at the start of the video, this one is pretty darned loud. It lets that big lump of a V8 sound like the big block that it is. And you get so much more of that traditional American V8 rumble at idle, and it comes alive as the revs climb. There was no way this wasn't going to sound good, but it does take some engineering know-how to keep it from droning. Now anyone can slap a straight pipe or just dump an exhaust out of the headers, but Stainless Works has made this almost a true dual system and includes 2 of their dual chambered mufflers in the kit to keep drone at bay. These have no packing in them, so all that drone canceling is done by way of baffling and manipulating the sound inside of the muffler. That makes for a great sound and maximum volume without any of the annoyance. Just know that you're going to have to speak up a bit to chat with your passengers or turn up the radio a bit if you want to jam to your favorite song. And since this is a full catback, it does eliminate that gigantic drum muffler from your factory system and allows the engine to breathe a bit better, so you might see increased power and better response. Now we're not talking big numbers here, of course, that's not the case with any exhaust, but it may feel a little bit faster just because you're going to be flooring it all the time to hear that cool exhaust note. From the collector back, there are 2 separate pipes that come together to exit in the stock location with these large slash-cut polished tips. And while it's a very classic look, it is a huge improvement over the unfinished stock exhaust, and it makes the truck look the way it probably should have from the factory. Now while the casual observer may not clock these at a glance, the eagle-eyed enthusiast will spot them right away, and nobody will be able to look away once they hear your truck start up. Construction is also first rate here, as we've come to expect from Stainless Works. The entire system is made using T304 stainless steel, and it's TIG welded by hand right here in the US. The piping is all 3 inches in diameter and is of course mandrel bent for smooth, optimized exhaust flow. All this means you're going to get the best possible resistance to rust and corrosion, so this system will last you a long time. Stainless Works also backs their exhaust with a lifetime warranty on materials and craftsmanship, so you can drive with confidence. As with most things, you do get what you pay for here. Pricing for this one comes in at about $1,700, and that does put it toward the top end of the category. The material and the build quality here are top notch though, and that's really what you're paying for. And it really doesn't get much better than this when it comes to exhaust, especially for these heavy duty trucks. If you want something that's gonna last you a long time and sound really good, you're talking about a premium setup, plan on forking over the cash for it. Installation gets a 2 out of 3, and the job should take you about 2 hours to complete. This is a fully bolt-on system, so it won't require you to make any modifications to the truck or the exhaust itself. No real fuss here, just gonna take you some time to get things in place. And everything you'll need to get it installed, clamps, etc. is included in the kit. And with that, let's head out to the shop where we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you will need various impacts, various ratchets, an extension, 2 14mm sockets, a 15 and a 16mm socket, a tape measure, a marker, a hanger removal tool, a mallet, and also not shown here is a metal cutting tool and a whiz wheel or a flap wheel to clean up your tubing. Also some pole jacks and an extra set of hands. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing an exhaust on our Silverado, but before we get started we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory setup, and we'll see you when you get back.
Alright, first thing we want to do before we take the stock system off is we're going to come up to our flange in the front. We just want to help lubricate them so it just eases the uninstall. Alright, now we can take our nuts off of our flange. We're going to grab our ratchet with our extension and 15mm socket. All right, we just gotta take our exhaust off the hangers now, so we're gonna grab our exhaust hanger tool and take them off the isolators. All right, now before we take off our last hanger, we're going to support our exhaust with a pull jack, just so it doesn't fall down when we take that last hanger off.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we have our factory system off, our kit is going to be using through bolts for our factory 2-bolt flange, so we're going to need to hammer out our factory studs. So I've got a mallet, and I'm going to give these a few whacks and get those out. Alright, so our next step is going to be to grab our mid pipes that are going to go into our muffler inlets, and this kit comes at full length for a crew cab long bed. We have a crew cab short bed, so we've referenced the chart that comes with your kit, which you will also need to do. That'll tell you how much or how little you need to trim off, if any, of your mid pipes. For ours, again, crew cab short bed, we're going to have to trim off 13 inches from the ends of both of our mid pipes. So we've got our tape measure and our marker, and we're going to come back 13 inches and mark that out. So we'll mark out our cut at 13 inches. Now you do want to mark this at a few spots around your pipe. Makes for a much straighter cut, easier to follow. Now once you have your first one marked out, we'll do the same thing for the other side, and we're going to head over to our chop saw. But to cut this out at home, you can use a Sawzall or a cutting wheel, whatever you have available to you. Alright, so now we've come over to our chop saw to trim down our tubing. Now you always want to remember to wear eye and ear protection when cutting anything. We'll get this cut down to size, and we'll do the same thing for the other pipe. All right, so our next step, once we've got both cut, is we're gonna come back over to our table, and we've got our whiz wheel, and we're gonna deburr both of these. You wanna do the inside and the outside for a nice smooth fit and finish. And once you've got this side cleaned up, you can do the same thing for your other tube. Now we can install our provided Y pipe. So we're gonna grab our through bolts with flat washers. We're gonna send those through our 2-bolt flange. We'll get both of them in. And then we'll line these up with our factory side of our flange. So we'll get this lined up. And on the back side, we'll get our other washers and our lock nuts. All right, so now we do have a pole jack helping to hold our Y pipe in place. It's gonna make things a lot easier. And we'll get our washer and nut in place. We've already got the other one loosely in place, and we're going to leave this loose for now just so we can have adjustment down the line. Now you want to leave this loosely in place for now just so we can have adjustment once we get the rest of our system in place. Next, we're going to install our mid pipes that we trimmed down. So we're going to grab our provided clamps, get those over our slip joints first. We're going to slide these onto our Y pipe. Like so. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now that we have both of our mid pipes installed, we're going to get our mufflers in place. So once again, we'll grab one of our provided clamps, get that onto our slip joint on our inlet side. We're going to slide this onto our first mid pipe. Position. Get that fully seated. And we do have another pole jack to help us out. We're going to adjust this a bit. You want to make sure these are sitting straight up. All right, so now that we've got our first muffler in, we're also going to get our muffler outlet / over axle in. That is because it is also one of the hangers. So we're going to locate this into our factory muffler hangers. So we're going to slide this over our slip joint. And we'll send this over our axle, get it onto our muffler outlet, and then get our hanger into our isolator. Now once you've got this side in, you can do the same thing for the other side. Now we can install our rear hanger isolator bracket. So we're going to get this through our isolator, then we'll get our clamps onto our tail section and get these in place. Get our hanger lined up. Now we'll get our first clamp onto our tail section. Slide that over. Get this lined up. And onto our hanger bracket, and we'll do the same thing for the other one. Now we can install our mid-pipe hanger bracket. This is going to go over top of our two mid-pipes into our factory midpoint isolator. So we'll get that over top into our isolator first, and then we'll come back and install our two U-bolt brackets. So now we've got our bracket over top of our mid-pipes. We'll get this into our isolator. As you can see, that should line up pretty well with our mid-pipes. Now we'll come and grab our U-bolt brackets and get those on. Now we'll get our U-bolt and our clamp bracket onto our mid-pipe. Spin this so that the flat part faces up. And get this on like so. And do the same thing for the other side, and we'll come back and install our nuts. And get our provided flange nuts on. Grab our other one. Once we got this one loosely in place, we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now that we have everything loosely in place, we're going to come in and tighten down the two bolts on our flange. This will start to get everything straight. We'll line up one side at a time going all the way down, then we'll come back and do the other side. So to tighten down our flange bolts, we're going to need a 14mm socket and extension and a 14mm socket on our ratchet. You want to tighten this evenly as possible. Now we are going to tighten down our hanger clamps first. That's going to help bring everything nice and even. So we're going to grab our 14mm socket on our ratchet and tighten those down. Now we'll come in and tighten down our slip joint clamps with our 16mm socket on our impact. Now up to your muffler outlets, you can do both sides because they're going to be pretty much even. So we'll do this side as well. Now we'll do our muffler inlets. You want to be mindful of your drive shaft. So now that you've got your muffler inlet clamps tightened down, you want to come to your tail section and make sure your outlets are as even as possible. And once you've got those adjusted, you want to make sure that nothing is hitting or gonna rub on anything like that. Then we'll tighten down our rear hanger clamps, again with our 16mm socket. And once you've got these tightened, you can do the same thing for your muffler outlet clamps. Now we can install our tips. So we'll get one more clamp on each tip, like so. Sometimes these are a little stubborn. Put these onto our tail section. Now these are slash cut. So you want to get them facing nice straight up and down position. And we'll come in and tighten our first one down, and then you can repeat the same process for your other tip. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Stainless Works Redline Series dual exhaust system with polished tips and same side exit for your 20 to current 6.6 liter gas Silverado 2500 HD. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.